Hello, we're the PNC Newsgirls, Mia
and Maya, reading the news 6 days a week because you're too lazy.
Monday, July 10th, 2023.
Okay. A solid stock of small and medium farmers have at all times been the best protection which a nation could have against social diseases that are prevalent today. Moreover, that is the only solution which guarantees the daily bread of a nation within the framework of its domestic national economy. Adolf Hitler.
Okay. Ben Giver?
Ben Giver. Ben Giver.
Okay. Tells Biden Israel not another star on U.S. flag. Israeli Minister of National Security Itamar Ben Giver addressed U.S. President Joe Biden in a recent speech to tell him that he must realize that Israel is not a part of America. In a televised interview on Israel Channel 14, Ben Giver said Israel is an independent country and not another star on the U.S. flag. If Biden believes that distributing weapons to Israelis is extremism, then I invite him to visit Jerusalem and Hebron.
Okay. Ukraine admits responsibility for terror attack on Crimean Bridge. On Saturday, Ukrainian Deputy Defense Minister Anna Miller published a post on Telegram commemorating 500 days since the start of the conflict between Kyiv and Moscow, outlining several highlights. The list includes as apparent public knowledge of Kyiv's role in the attack on the key link between the eastern part of Russia, of the Russian peninsula, and the rest of the country. It has been 273 days since the first strike was conducted on Crimean Bridge to break the Russian logistics, Malaya wrote.
Okay. The left's new sugar daddy, Alex Soros, had 20 meetings at Joe Biden's White House so far. Alex Soros, the son and heir apparent to billionaire left-wing philanthropist George Soros, had 20 meetings at President Joe Biden's White House with Biden administration officials, according to the latest White House visitor logs. According to the visitor logs, the younger Soros has visited the Biden White House 15 times, met with officials 20 times, and attended a state dinner for French President Emmanuel Macron, at which President Biden was in attendance.
Okay. The Great Kowtow? Janet Yellen bows to China. Is that a word?
Crips.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Look at the bowing to a top leader of one of the world's foremost currency manipulating nations. Bow, bow again, bow again. It's as if she's saying she's so glad she got to see this guy after so much groveling that to get to the meeting she just couldn't help herself. The Chinese, though, would have taken different messages from that groveling. That she was groveling or no-towing to use an earlier term. If they were really savvy, which is a possibility, they might have surmised that she was properly terrified she would be fired from her job. She has been swirling around the rumor mill for months, and thus made her bows look as a gesture of thanks for showing old Joe Biden back home that she wasn't insignificant.
Okay, so like the whole time you were pronouncing groveling has...
Sorry, groveling.
What?
I don't know why I said that. Groveling. Groveling.
Okay. Onto the poll column. Here you go. I can totally speak. 41 plus countries returning to gold standard. Remember back when the Russia-Ukraine war had just started, and I predicted that Russia and China would launch their own gold-backed currency? At the time, this idea sounded completely foreign, and I was ridiculed for bringing it up. Today, it just became reality. 41 plus countries look like they could be returning to a gold standard. The images plastered all over RT this weekend. It had headlines like "New Money, New World" and "Gold Standard will be of great benefit, strengthening new singly currency."
How about we just go back to trading?
Honestly, yeah.
If you need something, trade for it. Like, what use is bloody green money? Some green paper.
Exactly.
A piece of metal, like. Anyway. Northeast braces for more flooding that could rival a deadly 2011 Hurricane Irene. 42 million across the Northeast under flash flood watch after historic rains killed at least one.
At least one.
Today, well, for rain, that's pretty.
Yeah, I guess. Just funny.
Today, how do you say that? How do you say that?
Torrential.
Rain will continue in some parts of upstate New York. Downpours are also expected in
Pennsylvania.
I was about to get.
Yeah, sure.
Not this part.
Massachusetts.
Yes, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. This morning, 25 million Americans are under flash flood alerts. I think there should be a space between 25 and million, but there isn't.
Yeah, because nobody proofreads.
One woman drowned yesterday in Highland Falls, Westchester, as she tried to leave her home. The town sits on the banks of Hudson River, just south of West Point, another of the worst hit towns, which is home to the U.S. Military Academy.
Alright, report. 40% of Brown University students identify as LGBTQIAAP2S+.
They stuck in an extra Q and A. What? They put an extra Q and A in there.
What's the P? What's the 2? What's the S? What?
I only know like the original 5.
I'm so confused. Right. Since fall of 2010, Brown's LGBTQ plus population has expanded considerably. The gay or lesbian population has increased by 26%, and the percentage of students identifying as bisexual has increased by 232%, the student newspaper reported. Students identifying as other sexual orientations within the LGBTQ plus community have increased by 793%. According to previous reporting by the Herald, queer studies are taught in several departments. The LGBTQ Center has moved into a larger renovated space, and students flock to gay clubs.
What are queer studies?
I don't know.
I don't think I want to know, actually. Mentally ill man is crowned Miss Netherlands for the first time in the beauty pageant's history and will now compete for Miss Universe crown.
What?
I like how I just inserted that in little brackets.
Yeah.
I already heard about this one. Ricky Valerie Cole, 22, made history after he won the competition in the Dutch country on Sunday. The new Miss Netherlands wore a red gown as he was overcome by emotion while receiving his crown from his predecessor, Anna Moody, and reigning Miss Universe Bonnie Gabrielle from the USA. The model stood victorious with a bouquet of flowers while his competitors applauded. He later took to Twitter and exclaimed, "I did it."
No, you didn't.
I looked up an image of him.
Oh. I'm scared. I don't think I've ever seen him. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad. He doesn't look as horrifying as some of them do.
Okay.
But, like, he should not have won.
Which one's worse? Him or Leah Thomas?
Who?
Leah Thomas.
Who?
Yeah, okay, you didn't know who Leah Thomas
That's Leah Thomas.
It's like a dude swimmer who claims to be a chick swimmer. He like immediately as soon as he entered, he like went to like the top of the board or something.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually kind of funny because a lot of like his teammates actually have been pushing back against him, or at least they were for a while.
Yeah, well, this guy, he's a little more believable than like Dylan, but he still looks horrendous.
Okay. Alright, anyways. BBC engulfed in another child sex abuse allegation against one of its hosts. Why? Leave the children alone. Just do it. Just do it. What once was a beacon of broadcast media has become a mouthpiece of Britain's propaganda ministry. The distorted narratives it pushes have become so undeniably visible that the hubris of its punditry and production alike team like weird with a lack of self-awareness that has come to boil over in embarrassing interviews showcasing the BBC's fall from grace with regularity. From Elon Musk to Andrew Tate, the BBC has been made to look utterly foolish, leaving a reputation that was once exemplary tarnished and torn beyond repair.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Nearly 1,000 arrested in largest ever UK organized crime bust. British police arrested nearly 1,000 people last month and confiscated hundreds of millions of pounds in drugs and cash in the UK's largest ever crackdown on organised crimes, authorities revealed on Thursday. Described by the BBC as the most significant law enforcement initiative of its kind, Operation Millie netted 180,000 cannabis plants, potentially worth 113 million. What is that, euros?
Pounds.
Okay.
Or, no, that's euros.
Okay, that's euros.
Maybe
Okay.
it's pounds.
I don't know. Pounds, euros.
If it's British, then it's pounds.
Yeah, I think it's pounds.
If it's just European, then it's euros.
I don't know the signs, but yeah, that's pounds. British. Or 167 million. And 200. Well, sorry, 200. That would be absurd.
Yeah, it's
20 kilograms of cocaine worth as much as 1 million pounds in a month of coordinated raids across, I can't read, England and Wales. Police also confiscated 20 guns, 40 other offensive weapons, and I hate pounds, 636,000 pounds in cash from targets.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. Anyways, monkey column. Germany. Nearly 100 arrests, 26 cops injured at Irritin cultural event. These people do not leave anything behind when they come to white countries other than their criminal records. All of their various tribal agendas come with them, and they don't care about wrecking your city over some stuff that no one even knows about from their home country.
Alright. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu elected head of ECOWAS. West African heads of state elected Nigerian President Bola Tinubu to lead regional bloc ECOWAS next year, replacing Guinea-Bissau leader Umaro Sissoko Embalo. These names I can't.
Exactly.
Speaking at a summit in Bissau after being named president of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Bola Tinubu said democracy was the best form of government, although it was very difficult to manage, he admitted. The new head of ECOWAS also promised a hard line against any political coups in West Africa.
Alright. Georgia mayor held at gunpoint after being accused of breaking into Lake House. Do you know who the frick I am? South Fulton Mayor
Khaled Kamu
was busted Saturday after the homeowner called cops around 6:52 a.m. about a trespasser at his home on Cascade Palmetto Highway. The victim said that while he was on the phone with police, Kamu yelled at him several times, snarling, "Do you know who the frick I am? I am the mayor, and I'll wait for my police to get here and see what happens then." WSB TV said.
I was thinking WASD, you know. Okay. WASD. Ethiopia delays filling a flagship dam, vows to heed downstream nations' concerns. Ethiopia will delay the next round of filling a major new hydraulic dam on the Nile River, the country's prime minister has declared, reports Anadolu agency. The filling of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, will be postponed until September. That looks like an Abbey. Abai?
What?
That looks like kind of like Abbey, but it could be Abai.
Abai, maybe?
Ahmed said Friday during a session at the Ethiopian House of Representatives. Initially, the fourth filling of the dam has been scheduled for early August.
Alright, time to the program column. Exclusive, the Chinese military is training kindergartners for war and boot camps across the country.
Finally, they're getting young enough.
Oh my God. Uniformed People's Liberation Army, PLA, soldiers oversaw all of the kindergarten boot camps that the DCNF reviewed. The boot camps were located in major Chinese cities such as Beijing, Nanjing, and Shenzhen. and were also run in more than half a dozen provinces, including Anhui, Fujian, and Guangdong, according to the school's social media posts. The programs featured roughly the same sequence of activities, according to a
DCNS
review of posts from the participating kindergartens.
Interesting. Teach the children. Okay. No end to deadly violence in India's ethnically divided Manipur. Well, clashes between Meitei and Kukizo tribes are not uncommon in ethnically divided Manipur. Few had predicted the scale and length of the latest riots, which some reports have even called a civil war. Why do they give them such stupid names?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not stupid to them, but it just sounds... How can you be like, I'm gonna name it Kukizu? The root of the latest violence lies in an order issued in March by a local court that said the scheduled tribe status granted to the Kukizu and... What? How do you say that?
It looks like something that'll get us canceled.
Nagas
There you go.
should also be extended to the majority Metis.
Alright, North Korea slams US move to deploy nuclear submarines to Peninsula. North Korea has condemned a United States plan to deploy a nuclear...
Venezuela.
What?
You pronounce it Venezuela.
Okay.
Let's get a second.
I'm bald, okay? Anyways.
I don't know.
Deploy a nuclear missile submarine to waters near the Korean peninsula?
Yes.
Okay.
Peninsula.
Warning the move could incite a devastating atomic conflict. Basically, we will shoot you. That's what North Korea is saying.
Yeah. Okay. A French Algerian
Yep, Bulgarian.
explains the riots there clearly and concisely. More sophisticated American commentators mentioned the word jihad, acknowledging what the left refuses to admit, that the was that Korean? What's that? Koran?
Yeah, Korean.
Interesting. And other Islamic scripture and respected commentary authorities violence against non-believers, aka I have no idea how to say that. Infidels? Whatever it is advantageous to the spread of Islam.
Alright, that is all. Thank you for listening to Mia.
And Maya, read the poll on the central homepage. Do all the good things.
And come back tomorrow for more segregated news.